Very strange update that I'm going to give you when it comes to the India versus Australia, the first friendly match that took place in the hockey series that's taking place in Perth. Firstly, there was no broadcast of the match anywhere. In India, there was simply just no broadcast of it, and that's why when the match ended, it took us several minutes, it took us quite some time to figure out what was the score line that was there. But at the end, from the Kookaburras' official Instagram handle, we have managed to find out that the India men's hockey team have lost 4-1 to Australia in the first friendly, in the first of the four friendlies that they'll be playing in Perth. 15th, 16th, and then the remainder of the two games will be played on the subsequent days after that, on the 18th and the 19th. And this continues India's frustrating record that they have against Australia when you have to look at hockey. Sure, you may have beaten them in the Olympics after a gap of 52 years, but in the preceding time that has been there, Australia have continued their domination over the India men's hockey team. And that is why this 4-1 scoreline continues the trend yet again, where India just don't seem to have any answers to cracking the Australian code. Now, these four matches are viewed very importantly when you have to look at the India men's hockey team because they are preparing for the Asian Champions Trophy that will be held in Rajgir. So, because of that, the India men's hockey team, when you look at their situation in Rajgir, this is a preparation for them at this point. But the India Hockey Federation, when you look at it, when you look at the broadcasters, they are just not interested in this India series. Why? No broadcast, no live streaming anywhere. Many fans are like wondering, okay, what has happened? Why are you not telecasting India versus Australia? It's not as if it's a second string or a third string team that has gone there. It is just a India senior team that has gone to Australia. And they have been yet again dealt a 4-1 loss, and it continues that run. Remember, in the FIH Pro League as well, two games that India played against Australia, they lost both of them. And it was in the middle of that 7-game losing streak that they had in the European leg of the FIH Pro League, which ensured that, okay, India just had no chance of finishing in the top three, which would have meant World Cup qualification as well. Now, at this stage, India and Australia, they will play three more matches before India head off to Rajgir for the Asian Champions Trophy. That serves as the direct qualification for the FIH World Cup. Remember, India missed out a chance on qualifying directly for the World Cup had they finished in the top three in the Pro League. But because they didn't finish in the top three in the Pro League, now they have to win the Asian Champions Trophy to ensure they make it to the World Cup. But even in the World Cup, there is a bit of a problem. Because what are you going to prioritize? World Cup or the Olympic qualification? Because in 2026, Asian Games is there after 4-5 days. 4-5 days after the end of the World Cup, when the Asian Games begin, if you do not win the Asian Games, you are not getting a direct berth to the Los Angeles Olympics then. So what are you going to do? So India, yet again, the defensive lapses, the strength of the Australian penalty corners. We just saw a brief glimpse of the highlights that took place. Yet again, it shows that India have a long way to go in catching up with the Australians at this stage. The Dutch, the Belgians, and the Kookaburras. These three are simply going to be India's bane when you head into the World Cup or in the Olympics that's there. Remember, India, if they play in the World Cup, if they qualify for the World Cup, they will be wanting to end a 51-year jinx. And it's incidental. 1 year from now, 365 days later, the World Cup will begin. The FIH World Cup will begin in Amsterdam, Netherlands and Belgium. So it's not a good start for India in their preparation for the Asian Champions Trophy. Tomorrow is yet another encounter between India and Australia at Hockey Stadium, Perth Hockey Stadium. Let's see how that pans out. But so far, it has not been a good start for the India men's team. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this update. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.